Hello, today I'm going to be walking you through assignments. First, you're going to need to log into Canvas, so I'm already here on my Canvas dashboard. Next, I'm going to enter into my sandbox to demonstrate assignments for you. On the left-hand column of your course navigation, you'll see assignments. Notice that I've deactivated this for students. This is because I don't want students to access all of the list of assignments. Rather, I'd like to include them in modules so that they access the appropriate assignments for each week. You may choose to activate assignments for your students if you'd like them to have a quick access to assignments. However, know that students already have an active list of all of the upcoming assignments in their syllabus section and also on their Canvas calendar. So activating assignments is not really necessary. I'm going to go ahead and click on assignments so I can enter the builder area for instructors. Notice I have a few fake example assignments already. This is the area where you will also set up your gradebook. To set up gradebook categories, you can click on groups and add different groups. You can also set a percentage of the total grade if you're going to be using weighted grades. If not, you can leave it blank, and here in the top three-handed dots, you can uncheck assignment groups weight. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck weight final grade based on assignment groups because I don't want to weight my grades. If you'd like to weight them, you can always click the three dots and recheck assignment groups weight and adjust them. You can add as many groups as you'd like, and you can move them up or down and reorganize them. Just know that your organization here is not visible to students. Students will only see the list of assignments as upcoming or past in chronological order. They will not be ordered this way. This is strictly for you. Next, you can click plus assignment to add an assignment. First, I'm going to add a basic assignment that creates a column in my gradebook to which students are not going to submit any items. For example, I might create an assignment for participation. I'm not going to include any details because students aren't going to be seeing this. This is just a column in my gradebook. Next, I'm going to set the point value. I might choose the assignment group or create a new one. For example, maybe I'll create one that is just for participation. And next, I can display the points as percentage, complete, points, letter grade, GPA scale, or not graded. I'm going to keep it as points so I can adjust it throughout the semester. You can also choose to not count this assignment towards the final grade by clicking this button and check marking it here. Next, I'm going to choose the submission type as no submission because students will not be submitting anything. I'm just going to be putting in points in my gradebook. I'm not going to check this as a group assignment because again, it's just a column in my gradebook. It doesn't need any peer reviews and I don't need any due dates because it's going to be a column in my gradebook. If I want students to see the column, I'll save and publish. If I don't want students to see the column yet, I'll just go ahead and save it. At the end of the semester, I might want to come back and publish it so that students can see their participation score. Right now, I'm just going to save it. Next, we can create more assignments by going back to the assignment builder area in Canvas. You'll notice here that participation has appeared. I can move this to a different group if I decide to change it later, and I can adjust here in the three dots. I can either edit it and adjust the points. I can duplicate it if I'd like two columns for participation, and I can move it and do other things with it as well. I can also click the three dots in this part of the groups area to edit this group or maybe add weights if I'd like to later. Next, I'm going to show you an assignment that requires student submissions. I'll click on Add Assignment again, and I'll put the title of the assignment here. Next, I'm going to create a section for instructions by creating header. I'm going to create the header 2. The title or the first title of the assignment will always be considered header 1, so my next header would be header 2. This is for screen readers. Next, I can type in some instructions here and some text. I could also leave some video instructions if I'd like through the rich text editor bar at the top by clicking on this icon for upload and record media. I can then select the record area here and record something directly for my students that will be embedded here. Next, I can maybe insert a line break by coming up to the top and inserting a line break. If you'd like to know more about how to use these rich text editor icon, I really recommend that you check out the pages instructions as I go in detail about how to use the rich text editor on all pages on Canvas. Notice that though this is an assignment, it's a page that also has different attributes so students can submit something to it. The basic functions are still the same as a page. You can insert links, pictures, video, and even documents in the instructions panel for an assignment. Next, I might want to insert another heading for deadlines, in which case I can put the due date. I can also insert another horizontal line and add some help or other instructions. If I'd like to change this to another heading, I could create it as a heading as well. And here I might put help links or other things or tutorials for students as well. A tutorial I often like to add is how to submit assignments to Canvas. For example, if I want to include the tutorial page for how to upload an assignment for students, I might create a bulleted list and put the link for that. For example, I've got how do I submit an online assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and paste the information here. Next, I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to add a link by clicking external links here and copy and pasting the URL for that tutorial page. Next, I'll click done, and this way students can always click on it and view how to submit an assignment online. Next, I'm going to choose the point value. I'll choose the assignment group, and I'll decide how the grade will be displayed. For this one, I'll go ahead and put complete or not incomplete. Here, I'm going to select the submission type. I'm going to make sure that it says online because students are going to be submitting something online. Next, I'm going to choose how I want students to insert their information. If I just want them to type some text, I might do a text entry. It is important to note, however, that text entries do not allow you to access the speed grader annotation options, so you won't be able to highlight, write, or strike out any information in the text. If you'd like to be able to do that, I would recommend you do a file upload and you restrict the file uploads to doc, docx, and PDF. That way you can always annotate and write on student submissions. You may also ask for media recordings if you want students to upload media or videos, and you can also have them upload website URLs if you're having them share a Google Doc link or some other video, maybe a recording hosted from YouTube, for example. Next, you can decide how many submission attempts there are, unlimited or limited. If you reduce it to limited, it will automatically be adjusted to 1, but you can increase or reduce the number of attempts. Next, there's a built-in plagiarism review. You can use Turnitin if you're going to be evaluating documents or essays, and it will automatically send a Turnitin plagiarism review to you and the students once they submit. Next, you can create a group assignment. If you create it as a group assignment, you'll need to create the groups and save them. After that, only one student from each group will have to submit an assignment, and then they will receive their grades either as a whole or individually. Here, you can decide to assign grades to each student individually by checking this box here. If not, it will assign one grade to every student in each of those groups. Next, there's some peer reviews. You may want to assign peer reviews if you want students to view each other's assignment and give peer feedback. It is important to note that this is not a two-way discussion. This is a one-way evaluation. If you assign peer reviews, you can assign how many, and you can even assign a due date. Note that the assignment review due date must come after the assignment due date. As I said before, this is not a two-way communication. This is a one-way evaluation. That means students who are evaluating another student's work will leave comments on that student's work. But the student who receives the comments cannot reply back to the reviewer. If you want something like that, I would highly recommend using a discussion board instead. Next, you can assign a due date. For example, we can say today. You can assign an available from date. This will mean that students won't be able to access it until this date has passed. For example, you could say that it won't be available until 8 a.m. on the day that it's due. And you can also set an until date, in which case students won't be able to submit anything late or after that. For example, if you don't accept late work, you might want to set the until date as the same as your due date. If you do accept late work, for example, up to 1 week, you'll want to make sure you close the assignment 1 week afterward. If you accept late work in general, you may want to leave this open so students can submit all the way until the end of the course. Next, we'll want to save and publish so students can access this assignment and submit to it. If I want to see what this looks like to a student, I can click on the top right corner that says Student View. Here you can see that it tells the student the due date, the point value, how they can submit, what types of files are accepted, the attempts that they have, and how long it's available. Next, they'll view the instructions, the due date, and any videos that you've inserted, and that nice tutorial link that we included for them that takes them to how do I submit an online assignment. Next, students can click Submit Assignment, in which case another pop-up box will open and they can add a file upload, they can add videos from Studio or items from their Google Drive if they've linked it. They can choose a file or add multiple files. And finally, if you've used Turnitin, they'll have to agree to the Turnitin user agreement. After that, they'll click Submit and it'll send it to you and show up on your dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and leave Student View and show you where student assignments appear once they've submitted. I'm going to go ahead and click on my dashboard. Over here on the right-hand side, you'll notice a to-do area. Any assignment that has been submitted by students will pop up here. Notice there's a little number in this circle. That's how many students have submitted. If you want to come back and wait for more students to submit it before you start grading, you can click the X, and it will reappear when there's new submissions to grade. If you'd like to grade it, simply click on the link and begin grading. That's all for assignments for today. I'll create another video that explains assignments using external tools. Have a wonderful day.